What's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Outdoor session, beautiful weather outside, nothing better, right? So we're gonna hit some core with some holds, some hanging leg raises, and then we're gonna do the 100 pull-ups of course. I'm gonna take you guys through it. Having said that though, please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out tremendously in growing this channel. Let's get right into this session. And doing it this way is something that I just recently been starting with, and I like it really much because I feel like if I should emphasize core, I should do it first. So it should be a day when I'm not doing weighted pull-ups. It should not be a day when I'm emphasizing harder on the pull-ups themselves, right? So I'm taking my time and really emphasizing the core, pre-fatiguing it before doing the 100 pull-ups and doing the 100 pull-ups more like on an active rest day, right? So I'm getting some good core work in, and I'm focusing on it as like the primary point of the workout session itself, right? And as I said too, we were going to do some holds and some hanging leg raises. So getting the best of both worlds, getting some static movement and some dynamic movement in, right? So I started off with the static, which is what I think is the hardest of all, right? Not only in the core movements, but in general. So I did 2 sets of just hanging L-sit position. So that's what I did there in the first clip before this clip of hanging leg raises right here if you want to go back and look again. That's when I did 2 sets of, I wouldn't say max, but fairly close to it. My legs started cramping up a little. It's something that when you're not used to it, your quads just take a beating and you will feel like a cramping sensation in the quads when you're performing that static hold. So like I said, we did some core work today starting off before the 100 pull-ups. I know I got just above 40 seconds on the first one, or maybe it was a 40-second even. You can go back and count it if you're really trying to get me on it. But that surprised me because I was like, wow, anything above 30 with good form is just really good for me at least. Also haven't done them in a while, and I did them first. Usually when I do these before, when I have done them in the past at least, I've done them after like a big upper body session or whatever, right? So maybe that I had to do it with it as well. But I got 40 seconds on the first one, and I believe I got around 30 on the second. Then I jumped right into a 5x15 on the hanging leg raise right here. So I did 5 sets, 15 repetitions with the hanging leg raises. This is something I cannot do if I do the pull-ups before, because then I'm just too pre-fatigued, too exhausted with the core, with the grip, with everything, I think, to be able to pull off that many reps. So like I said, on the days when I really feel like I want to strengthen the core, I want to focus on core in general, it is really nice to start with that, because there's no way I would get like a 5x15 in the end of my session, I believe. Maybe I could do it, but it just wouldn't be as good with the contraction, with the squeeze, with the form, with everything that you're looking for, right? So really nice to get that out of the way. Also, after those 2 holds, I think the holds is something that I'm going to have to keep doing, because I think those are just really good when it comes to building, that core endurance, stamina, and potentially building up to some solid L-sit pull-up strength. And I think it also has carryover to a lot of body weight movements, exercises, calisthenics exercises in general as well. There's no way, like, if you're good at L-sit holds, you will be bad at like push-ups, dips, pull-ups, anything body weight, static holds with the pull-ups, because you have such a beast core, right? I just don't see that it won't have carryover, because I can feel myself when I get slightly stronger in the core, I get carryover. I just feel more stable within every movement. I'm not as shaky, if that makes sense. It keeps me intact. So working on core strength, working on stabilizing, really important. And we got it out of the way fairly quickly today. I didn't take a lot of rest time. It was not more than 2 minutes in between these sets, I think. It was also really windy, as you can see here, outside, so I just didn't want to sit and be all cozy there. I just wanted to get back, honestly, and recover and, get better for a next big session, potentially. So, wrapping up the core work right there, these are my last repetitions. They still look decent in my opinion. They didn't feel as good as they look. It's often that way on camera. But all in all, with these core exercises, all these abdominal exercises that I'm working on today here, I was really happy with the effort that I put in today. And I'm really happy seeing these results with the strength just improving over time. I've seen tremendous results within the core and within the pull-ups just the last month. I've said that before as well, but just like consistency is real, and if you just think about that, that's only 28 days of training, and the days that I'm training really hard out of those days is probably like 10 days maybe. And there's a lot of days where I'm working on form, greasing the groove, getting blood flow, working on my stamina. So really happy with that. Jesus, man. Leg raises are no joke. Whew. Shit. Yep, you heard what I said there. That is a fatigued guy right there after doing 5x15 with the hanging leg raises and 2 sets of static holds with the hanging L-sit pull-ups, hanging leg raise. So that's real right there. That's not me making jokes. So jumping right into the pull-ups after. Pull-ups felt surprisingly good. I was a little fatigued after this, but it felt like I just want to get on that bar, get these pull-ups done with, get a nice little pump, and get out of there. That's exactly what I did as well, and I did a 9x12, so I just did sets of 12 all the way through with the standard width, shoulder width positioning there, gripping the bar. And it's also got me thinking, like, what am I going to keep doing with this challenge? How long should I go with it? Should I go into doing lower reps? Should I go into doing L-sit pull-ups? What is the progression from here? Obviously, there's a lot of progress to be made. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfectly strong at all. In my opinion, I'm not even strong. So how I see it, I'm just in the beginning phases of all this. So it's really got me thinking, like, how I should go about executing the program going forward. Should I keep doing 100 pull-ups every day, but doing 1 or 2 times a week where I'm doing like really heavy weights, like 3x3, 5x5, that kind of thing, and then just doing body weight after that? I don't know. Should I have one day where I'm doing 10x10, maxing out with 100 rep max with weights, and should I have one day where I'm doing low reps with heavy weight? Because I have these thoughts in my head, like maybe they're unrealistic, but like someday just get into like a ridiculous 100 rep max, like I know, like a 10x10, a 10x10 with like 40 kilos, 50 kilos, with this form that you're seeing here on camera. It won't be as good as this bodyweight form, but that's kind of how I see it in my mind. That might be totally ridiculous. I don't know if anyone's ever done that. These are just some thoughts running through my head, like, what can I potentially achieve within this program, within this high frequency, this high volume moving forward? Working really hard and working really smart, combining that, of course. Not only working ridiculously hard and killing yourself in the process, got to work smart as well. I do see myself as I work hard here when I'm doing this program, and some days even doing 100 pull-ups bodyweight can be challenging, but I know that it's like a base level that I can keep myself accountable to. Most days, I'm not going to say every day, some days it's really hard. It's not easy doing 100 pull-ups every day. I'm not going to lie. So just some thoughts running through my head there, how I should go about moving forward. Maybe I should start just doing L-sit pull-ups for a while, 10x10s, for the foreseeable future when I can achieve that. There's no way I can do 10x10 now. I can probably not hold sets of 5s for very long with the L-sit pull-ups. Therefore, I'm doing the holds now. I'm easing into things. You guys know that I'm a huge advocate. I'm a huge fan of just easing into it, not doing too much too quick, because that is really, really stupid, and that is one of many things I've learned through the last, say, 2 years of me training seriously within calisthenics. Anyway, if I should keep thinking out loud here, maybe like down the road, say 6 to 12 months from now, after being consistent with this, keep doing what I'm doing right now, easing into the holds, getting a way stronger core, hopefully getting stronger in the weighted pull-ups on the way, which I'm really working hard on right now, doing 2 massive back days a week. With that, focusing on the weighted pull-ups first on those days. Doing that for the next 6 to 12 months, and maybe easing into doing L-sit pull-ups, maybe doing L-sit pull-ups every day, just to see what kind of progress that will bring. And then, doing 2 or 3 days of weighted pull-ups, and those are the days when I don't do L-sit pull-ups. Those are the days I do regular. And then every other day I do L-sit for greasing the groove days, just to make it more challenging and just to get some ridiculous core strength. That is maybe a thought that I have right now, because when you're doing this, you don't want to get yourself in this pattern where you're not progressing. I mean, it's really good to keep yourself accountable, keep yourself consistent, all these things that you're doing within the pull-ups every day. and really just working on this discipline muscle, which is what I'm doing right here, right now. After doing the core here, just doing a 9x12 with these standard grip pull-ups here. But it's me just thinking on how I can improve myself later on down the road and how I can progress within this program and just becoming the best version of myself. Honestly, you work really hard at something, you want to progress. It's just natural. So just me having some thoughts here. If you have some thoughts about it, leave a comment down below if you think these ideas are good, if they're bad, if you have any thoughts on it. This is me telling myself I did last set of 12 there, but in my opinion there, they didn't feel as good as they should have, and it's just me doing some punish reps here. Let's see how many I got. I actually remember, but you know, I like doing punish reps when I don't feel like my last set is as good as it should be, and it's also like a good mental cue for me to just leave on a good note. It's like when I used to play basketball, I could never leave the court, you know, just practicing my shooting on a missed shot. I always have to like make that three, make that free throw, whatever, before I leave. It's the same thing here. It's me doing pull-ups, ending it well there, and big finito sign, done with today's session. That's a smile on my face after that punish set. Got 5 good ones. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really, truly appreciate you for watching all the way through. Please leave this video a big thumbs up and subscribe. Literally takes 1 second, as it helps me out tremendously in growing this channel. Having said that though, guys, I will see you in the next video tomorrow. Bam! God.